Good evening, Frau Flahertu, and welcome to our bulletin of BCN News for tonight. Leading the news tonight, the highlight of the flag-raising ceremony yesterday marking Niue's 46th year of self-government was the presentation of the first ever Niue National Awards to 4 distinguished recipients. Niue's highest honour, the Niue Distinguished Service Cross, is bestowed on former Premier Honourable Misida Young Nyimene Young Vivian, NDSC, recognising his long-standing service to Niue. Honourable Vivian is one of the architects of the Niue Constitution and the only surviving member of the team led by the late Sir Robert Rex and the late Terry Chapman, who appeared before the United Nations Committee of 24 or the Committee on Decolonisation to present the draft Niue Constitution. Honourable Vivian served in the Whanokepule for more than 30 years and was Premier of Niue from 2002 until 2008. He is also one of the longest serving and continues to be the head deacon of the Ekalesia Hakupuatua. Earlier in his career, he was the first Niuean to lead a regional organization when he was Secretary General of what was then called the South Pacific Commission, SPC, now called the Secretariat of the Pacific Community. Former Speaker Honourable John Tofufunaki, NPSM, was awarded the Niue Public Service Medal for his more than 36 years of dedication and commitment to serving the government and the people of Niue. His career in the public service started in 1953 in the New Zealand Resident Commissioner's Office, and he worked in various government departments until his retirement in 1990. In 1991, he was appointed a Land Commissioner of the Niue High Court Land Division. In 1996, he was elected by the members of the Whanokepule as Speaker of the 9th Niue Legislative Assembly. There were 2 Community Service Stars awarded. Narita Viliamu-Taihanga, NCSS, received the Niue Community Service Star for her services to the sport of weightlifting, representing Niue in 13 international competitions from 2003 until 2011. And in that time, while representing Niue, Narita Viliamu-Taihanga brought home a total of 38 medals, 14 gold medals, 23 silver medals, and 1 bronze medal. Mrs. Narita Viliamu-Taihanga is recognized for her sporting feat as Niue's sportsperson, winning the most medals while representing Niue in international sporting competitions. Misa Ngihetoa Siale Misa Kulasea, NCSS, fondly known to many as Kanui, was also awarded with the Niue Community Services Star. Misa is a well-known conservationist, helping to conserve and protect the local flora and fauna. He shares his knowledge of Niue culture and traditions through his successful nature tour business, Misa's Bushwalk. He volunteers his time in teaching young people the art of wood carving, and he is the co-founder of the Hakupu Heritage Cultural Conservation Park. He is involved in the preservation of local herbs and traditional medicines, helping to ensure this knowledge is not lost. He established a bird sanctuary at his home to provide a safe haven for injured or orphaned birds, particularly the fruit pigeons and the bats. Mr. Kulasea is recognized for his services to the promotion of culture and biodiversity conservation. And Premier Honourable Dalton Tagilangi, during his address at the flag-raising ceremony yesterday, congratulated New Zealand's Prime Minister-elect, Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern, on the outcome of the New Zealand general elections over the weekend. The crowd applauded in excitement when Premier Tagilangi mentioned New Zealand's Prime Minister-elect as the daughter of Niue. Premier said that he is looking forward to continuing the work with New Zealand to move Niue forward.
Your Excellency, Tana, let me on behalf of all us here in Niue to congratulate New Zealand Labour Party and its leader, the Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern, the daughter of Niue, for her victory in last weekend's New Zealand elections. Her victory is a testament to her leadership from the last term, and I very much looking forward to further elevate our partnership higher into the future.
In his address, Premier Tagilangi thanked the New Zealand government for the enduring friendship bound by the Constitution, a relationship he likened to that of a family. He acknowledged and thanked New Zealand's continuing support to Niue. And the 46th anniversary of self-government for Niue will be remembered for a number of changes, including the welcoming of new friends and the final fanfare and adornment of a historic icon. He is the host of the flag-raising ceremony, the Honourable Hima Douglas, the Speaker of the Whanokepule, on the significance of the occasion yesterday.
46 years ago, the 19th of October, 1974, this was a Saturday. The whole of Niue gathered at what was then known as the Government Administration Green. It is now the Commercial Centre. To hear the Governor-General at that time, Sir Dennis Blundell, declare for the world to know that from that day forward and all the days to come after, the destiny of this small island of ours will be in the hands of the people of this land. So what are we here for to commemorate on this day? We are here to remember our leaders, those who were here before us, those who cleared the pathway so that we can walk without stumbling. They are the ones we should be remembering, not only from 1974, but before that, during the time of the Island Council. And sometimes in our quest to live our lives to the fullest, we tend to forget who was responsible for bringing us up to this day.
This year marks the first flag-raising ceremony for the two new High Commissioners from New Zealand and Australia, and the first Constitution celebration for the Australian High Commissioner.
I'm delighted, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, to welcome you all to this, the 46th year, to commemorate our self-government state. And I'm also glad to see that there's a full presence of our small but very important diplomatic corps. Welcome to the High Commissioner for New Zealand. I suppose because she's around here first, she would have to be the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. And welcome, Your Excellency, Alan Tanner. And also, for the first time, we welcome the representative for the Commonwealth of Australia, Her Excellency Susan Allen.
The Speaker also confirmed what many had been wondering, if this year will be the last year the flag-raising ceremony will be held at the Whalewhono. For many years we have filmed the flag-raising ceremonies in front of the iconic Whalewhono, but this year will be the last.
I have to say there is a slight tinge of sadness to the occasion, because this will probably be the last time that we will be commemorating our Constitution with this building behind me, to be known as the Whalewhono Niue. Because as you know, next year the Cabinet officers and the officers of the Legislative Assembly will be moving to a new location.
A mighty impressive effort by the growers and farmers this year is seen with the abundance of fresh produce on display at the National Show Day. Here's more on that story. Even with no tourists on the island, there was still a big crowd at Paliasi grounds to enjoy the day, which features the best of the food produce grown especially for the show day. The president of the Niue Growers Association, Takili Talangi, in his speech was very pleased with the improvement in participation from the villagers this year. Takili said that last year only 7 villages participated by bringing their produce to the show, but this year he was very happy to see that all 14 villages brought their produce to the show day. The feature crop for this year is the sweet potato. According to Takili Talangi, there are 8 varieties of sweet potatoes grown in Niue. But there was an abundance of many more different fruit and root crops on show. Gina Tukiuha of the Niue Organic Growers Association spoke about the risks of conventional farming with the use of chemicals and fertilizers and weed killers. Mrs. Tukiuha encouraged the growers to seriously think about the health of Niue's underground water aquifer and the consequences of using chemicals in farming, which, if not curbed, will affect our underground water aquifer. Aside from the abundance of food produce, there were crafts and carvings on display. The National Council of Women, in their beautiful and colourful uniform, are always in full force at the annual National Show Day with their crafts. The Minister of Natural Resources, Honourable Mona Ainu, paid tribute to the late Sutoke Talangi, and she also paid tribute to some of the farmers who have passed on, including Sam Tutungia Makatungia, one of the founding members of the Niue Market, and Tongiafu Ioane, one of the market vendors, who, with his wife Lenny, won the award of Best Farm of the Year for 7 years. The Niue Chamber of Commerce Business Expo also included their popular Young Entrepreneur program with students from Niue High School and their Junior Entrepreneur program with students from Niue Primary School. This year the theme is sustainable products and products made out of coconut. Also a favorite at the show day is the variety of food and drinks on display, and there was a wonderful array of different food and drinks for all to enjoy. The other popular events at the show day is the traditional sika throwing competition for the men and the rolling or bowling of the coconut for the women. The dancing and singing kept the crowds entertained until the very end of yet another successful National Show Day. And that's our bulletin of news for tonight. Do join me again tomorrow for our bulletin in Wangahau. Until then, good night.